When most people think about Medellin, they probably imagine the colorful streets of Comuna 13, the sculptures of Plaza Botero, and maybe a day trip to Guatape. But after spending time here, we started to realize that Medellin is not just one city. Every neighborhood has a completely different atmosphere. So in this video, we're exploring the famous attractions, the local neighborhoods, the food, and the everyday side of Medellin to find out which part of the city truly left the biggest impression on us. Medellin is built inside the Ibera Valley, surrounded by green mountains and neighborhoods that climb high into the hills. From a distance, the city looks enormous, but once you begin exploring it, you quickly discover that every area feels like its own small world. Some neighborhoods are filled with visitors, tours, and famous attractions. Others are quieter, more residential, and centered around local parks, cafes, and everyday life. We'll begin with one of the most famous places in Medellin, Comuna 13. Today, this area is known for its colorful murals, music, dance performances, outdoor escalators, and views across the city. It has become one of the first places many visitors add to their Medellin itinerary. From the moment you arrive, there's a lot happening around you. There are tour groups walking through the narrow streets, performers gathering crowds, vendors selling food and souvenirs, and artwork covering almost every available wall. Visually, it is probably one of the most interesting parts of Medellin. Everywhere you look, there is something new to film. But Comuna 13 is also much more than colorful Instagram location. The neighborhoods went through an extremely difficult past, and its transformation is a major part of why people come here today. The murals, public spaces, and escalators are often presented as symbols of how much the community has changed. And seeing the geography in person helps you understand how isolated some of these hillside neighborhoods once felt from the rest of Medellin. For a first visit to the city, Comuna 13 is probably something you should experience at least once. The views are impressive, the energy is high, and the story behind the area makes it more meaningful than simply taking photos of the murals. From the bright colors of Comuna 13, we move into a completely different side of Medellin, the historic center of Plaza Botero. This is one of the city's most recognizable public spaces, filled with exaggerated bronze figures created by Colombian artist Botero. The sculptures are unusual, playful, and impossible to miss, but what makes this area visually interesting is the contrast around them. Plaza Botero itself is worth visiting, especially if you're interested in art or photography. But this was also one of the areas where we felt it was important to stay aware of our surroundings.
Metropolitan Cathedral of Medellin, one of the largest brick churches in the world. It was built in the late 800s, and the architecture here is beautiful. Very European inspired, but with a strong Colombian identity.
After walking through some of Medellin's busiest areas, this is one thing you will definitely need: food. Colombian food is usually simple, comforting, and very filling. Many meals are built around rice, beans, meat, potatoes, plantains, avocados, and arepas. The most famous example is probably bandeja paisa, a large plate combining several of these ingredients into one extremely heavy meal. It may not be the type of meal you want every day, but it is something most visitors will probably want to try at least once. We also enjoyed the smaller bakery snacks that you find all around the city. Buñuelos, pan de bono, and different brands filled with cheese are inexpensive, easy to find, and perfect when you want something quick. And of course, being in Colombia, coffee is part of daily life. You will find cafes everywhere, from modern specialty coffee shops to small traditional places where local people stop throughout the day. If the center shows Medellin at its busiest, Laureles represents a calmer and more comfortable version of the city. This is one of the areas that is frequently recommended to visitors, digital nomads, and people planning to stay for longer than a few days. The streets feel more walkable, there are plenty of cafes and restaurants, and the area has a relaxed residential atmosphere while still being close enough to many central attractions. There are also active nightlife areas nearby, so the atmosphere can change significantly depending on the street and the time of day. Our impression was that Laureles offers a good balance, comfortably enough for a longer stay, lively enough that you do not become bored, and central enough to explore the rest of Medellin. As you move south from Medellin, you arrive in Envigado. Technically, it is its own municipality, but it's fully connected to the metropolitan area and feels like a continuation of the city. Envigado immediately felt more local to us. The central park is surrounded by cafes, restaurants, shops, and traditional church, while families and older residents spend time together in the shade. This is one of the things we love most about Colombia. Public spaces are actually used. People do not simply walk through the park. They sit, talk, play games, eat, listen to music, and spend time with one another. That creates an energy which is difficult to capture only through a camera. We also found that the metro system much easier and cleaner than we expected. Being able to travel between the southern neighborhoods and the rest of the city without constantly relying on taxis makes a major difference. Envigado would be a strong option for someone who wants to access to Medellin, but also prefers to return to a calmer neighborhood at the end of the day. Further south is Sabaneta, the place that became our base during our time in this part of Colombia. Sabaneta is smaller than Medellin and Envigado, but it has grown rapidly. Modern apartment buildings rise around traditional streets, local restaurants, and a busy central park. Sabaneta is actually known as the safest city in all of the country. The park is the heart of the area. During the day, people sit beneath the trees, visit the church, drink coffee, and meet friends. In the evening, the restaurants fill up with music. People are playing games and the entire center feels alive. What we liked about Sabaneta was the sense that everyday life was happening around us. It did not feel like a neighborhood built primarily for tourists. Out of all the areas we explored, Sabaneta gave us the strongest feeling of what normal life in this region might actually be like. It may not have the famous attractions of central Medellin, but it became one of the places we felt the most comfortable and the safest. And when you need a break from the city, one of Colombia's most famous day trips is Guatapé. Located outside Medellin, this area is known for its enormous rock, the surrounding reservoir, and one of the most colorful towns we have visited in Colombia. Climbing hundreds of steps to the top of the rock is not easy, but the views make the effort totally worth it. Guatape deserves an entire video of its own, so we will link a full day trip experience at the end of this vlog. After seeing so many different sides of Medellin, our biggest conclusion is that the city cannot be understood through only one neighborhood. Comuna 13 is colorful, energetic, and historically important, but it's also extremely touristy. Plaza Botero and the center show a busier and more complicated side of the city. They are worth seeing, but they require more awareness. Laureles offers a comfortable balance for first-time visitors with restaurants, cafes, and a more walkable atmosphere. Envigado, it feels connected to Medellin while maintaining more of a local identity. And Sabaneta, although farther from the main attractions, was the place that felt the most like home to us. The Medellin we enjoyed the most was not always the Medellin we found on travel posters. It was the everyday city, the neighborhood bakeries, the busy parks, local restaurants, and metro journeys and small interactions with people. Famous attractions may bring you to Medellin, but the quieter moments are often what make you understand why so many people enjoy staying here. So if we had to make a recommendation, we would say this: visit Comuna 13, explore Plaza Botero, and take the trip to Guatape. But do not leave without spending time outside the main tourist areas, because the farther we went from the attractions, the more Medellin began to feel real. Which part of the city would you choose? The famous tourist side? The quieter local neighborhoods? Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.